Again, it's a red stick.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to this Python tutorial for finance. In today's video, we're going to build a technical analysis tool for stock market investing in Python, which is going to allow us to calculate and visualize the so-called RSI, the relative strength index. So let us get right into it. So let us take a quick look at what we're going to end up with. We're going to end up with this visualization tool here. We have the adjusted close price plotted up here and then the RSI value down here. How this works is you specify a ticker symbol and a start date and an end date in the code, and then you get the data for the respective time frame. Then we calculate the RSI value, and then we have all these trend lines, or actually not trend lines, these limit lines. The RSI value down here indicating if it's oversold, overbought, and so on. And we have the normal price up here. So this is a very simple visualization tool. In this case, I chose Facebook. We can also choose Tesla, Apple, whatever. Just specify ticker symbol, time frame, and then you can play around with this tool. You can also, of course, move the chart. You can see that they share the x-axis and they don't share the y-axis, as you can see. So this is what we're going to end up with, and let us get into the code. So let us start by importing a couple of libraries. First, we're going to import pandas as PD. Then we're going to import pandas data reader as web. We're going to use the data reader in order to get the stock data from the Yahoo Finance API. We're going to use matplotlib for the visualization. So matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. And last but not least, we also will use the datetime module in order to specify the time frame that we're interested in. So first of all, we need to specify a ticker symbol. In my case, I'm just going to pick FB, which is Facebook. If you don't know what the ticker symbol of the company is that you're interested in, you just go on Google, type Tesla ticker symbol, or Apple ticker symbol, or Google ticker symbol, whatever it is. And you'll get your answer, or you can just look up the Yahoo Finance website. Then we're going to say start equals dt.datetime, and we're going to specify 2018, 1/1, so 1st of January. And then we're going to say end equals dt.datetime.now, so the latest possible timestamp. And then we're going to say data equals web.datareader. And here we have to specify the ticker symbol first, then the API that we're going to use, Yahoo Finance, and then we're going to specify the start date and the end date. So we can actually go ahead now and check out this data frame. We should get an answer quite quickly. There you go. So as you can see here, we have the high, low. In between, we have open, close, volume, adjusted close, which is adjusted after stock splits. I'm not sure if Facebook had a stock split yet. I know Apple had one recently and Tesla, but I'm not sure if Facebook had one. So, however, we're going to look at the adjusted close column here, and we're going to create an additional column. So we're going to call this column delta, because that's the difference. That's the mathematical term for difference, delta usually. And we're just going to create it by saying data dot, or actually adjusted close like that. And we're going to just say difference 1. So we're going to calculate the difference to the day before that. So we're essentially just taking the actual, the current row and comparing it to the one before that. And we check if the difference is positive or negative, or we actually calculate the difference. So this is delta, and now we say delta dot drop NA in place equals true. So we get rid of all these not a numbers values. And after that, what we can do is we can say positive and negative, and we're going to save all the movements that are positive and all the movements that are negative. So we're going to say delta.copy here, and we're going to say delta.copy here. And after that, we're just going to say, we're going to normalize the data. I mean, not actually normalize it, but we're going to cut off all the data that is not positive. So we're going to say positive equals, or actually, we're going to formulate a query here. We're going to say positive, where positive is larger, actually less than 0. We're going to set it to 0. This has the effect that all the positive values remain the same, but everything that's negative gets to a minimum value of 0. So we don't have any negative numbers here. We have either 0 or something positive. And we're going to do the same thing for the negative values. We're going to say negative, where negative is larger than 0. Just going to set it to 0 so that we either have 0 or negative values. So this is what we're going to do. Then we need to specify a time frame, a time period that we're going to look at. We're going to say days equals, usually for the RSI, you pick 14 days or something. Of course, you can choose whatever you want here, get different results, obviously. And then we're going to calculate the two important values for the RSI, or actually for the RS, for the relative strength first. And these are the average gain and the average loss. So we're going to say average gain equals, and now we're going to pick all the positive values and use the rolling function onto them on the specified, it's a little bit lagging right now, on the specified time frame on days, and we're just going to calculate the mean. So we're aggregating them, we're taking the past 14 days in this case and calculating the mean every time. And we're going to do the same thing actually for the loss with a slight difference. First of all, we're going to pick the negative values here. We're going to change this to average loss. And here we're going to take the absolute value of that, because we're not interested in a negative number. We want to know the difference, and the difference is a positive number if you're talking about the absolute difference, right? So based on these two things, we're going to calculate the relative strength. The relative strength is essentially just the average gain divided by the average loss. And then we use the formula for the so-called RSI, which is actually, I looked it up online, so I don't know it out of my head. It's 100 minus 100.0 again, divided by 1.0 plus relative strength that we just calculated. So basically plus that. This is the formula for the RSI. Now we're going to get into plotting it. So in order to plot the results, first of all, we're going to create a combined data frame. So we're going to create an empty data frame where we're going to combine the adjusted close value and the RSI value. So we're going to say combined adjusted close equals data dot, not dot, sorry, adjusted close. And then we're going to say combined RSI is going to be RSI. This works, of course, because the average gain, the average loss, and thus the relative strength and thus the RSI are actually not just one value, but the data frame that we had, we used the rolling function. So it's not like we get one value out of there, we get a bunch of values, we get data frames out there. So this works perfectly fine. So now we can get into the actual plotting. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a figure. So we're going to say plt.figure, and we're going to give it a figure size of, let's say 12 and 8, something like that. And then we're going to create subplots. We're going to say axis 1 equals plt.subplot 211, axis 1 plot. And here we're going to plot, first of all, combined.index, which is the date column, obviously. And then we're going to plot the adjusted close values. So we're going to say combined adjusted close, and we're going to give it a light gray color because we're going to use a neural 9 style here. We're going to have it a little bit darker, light gray. There you go. And after that, we're going to set the title as well. So axis 1.title, and we're going to set it to adjusted close price. And the color will be white because the background after that will be dark, even though we have not set it yet. But we're going to do that in a second. So axis 1 grid equals true. The grid shall be a, thinking about the dark background, the grid should be like a dark gray so that we see it, but it's not too annoying. So we're going to pick 555555, a darker gray tone. Then we're going to say axis 1 set axis below true. Come on, true. Axis 1 dot set face color going to be black. And then we're going to say axis 1 dot figure, which is actually the figure that we created in the beginning, dot set face color. And here we're going to just pick 1 2 1 2 1 2, so almost black but still not quite black. Then we're going to say ax1.tick params. So we're going to change some colors on the axis here. Axis equals X, colors equals white. Going to do the same thing for the Y. And this is the first plot. And the second plot will be the actual RSI chart, because up until now we just plotted the adjusted close value. So now we're going to say ax2 equals plt.subplot 212 share x, share x with axis 1. This essentially means that the x-axis will not be independent, but it's going to be the same for both plots, for both subplots. We're going to see what that means in a second. Then we're going to say ax2.plot, and we're going to plot again the index, but then we're going to plot the RSI value here. And we're going to plot it, not RSU, RSI, come on. And we're going to give it the same color, so we're going to say this is also light gray. And now we're going to plot a bunch of lines, because in financial terms, I mean, this is not financial advice. The whole video is not financial advice, by the way. This is just programming advice. But in general, what experts say is that when you reach an RSI of 30 or 70, this is where it starts getting important. So the range is from 0 to 100. And I think when you reach 30, it's oversold, I think. And when you reach 70, it starts being overbought. Or the other way around, but I think it was the way I said it. And then you should consider buying or selling or whatever. Again, this is not financial advice, but this is how the RSI usually works. And the higher or lower you get, the more extreme these indicators get. So what we're going to do is we're going to say AX2, and we're going to plot just a horizontal line here. So AXH line. And we're going to plot one at 0. We're going to give it a line style of dashed line, and we're going to say alpha equals 0.5 here, and the color of this one shall also be light gray. Light gray. There you go. And now we're going to copy that. Or actually, what am I talking about? It's not light gray, of course. Like 0 is the most bottom value, so the most extreme value. This should be a deep red, so it should be FF0000. And then we're going to do that a couple of times. We're going to do one for 10, 20, 30. So we're going to say 10, 20, and 30 here. And then we're going to do the same thing for 70, for 80, for 90, and for 100. And we're going to make the extreme values being completely red. So 100 is also going to be red. 10 is going to be, what did I say here? Orange or yellow. FFAA00. We're going to pick the same color here. And then we're going to pick a green for the 80 values. So we're going to say 00FF00. And here we're going to use a light gray, but we're going to use CC. So our own gray. That should be it actually. We're going to add some styling here. So we're going to say AX2.grid, or actually we can just copy most of this here, I think. We're going to need those two here. We're going to need the title, face color. Yeah, actually. Only difference is we don't want to have a grid here. So we're going to say grid false. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Face color, yeah, let's go with black, doesn't matter. No, actually we don't need that, we did that already. Just need to say axis 2, axis 2, axis 2, axis 2. And we're going to set a title, then we're done. So axis 2 dot title, actually set title, I think, right? Going to be RSI value. And that should be it. We're going to say plt.show. And let's see what this looks like. Text is not callable. Where did I call text? Oh, ax1.title. It's of course ax1.setTitle. But that should be the only thing. Right, there you go. As you can see, that's it. We have the adjusted close price up here. We have the RSI value plotted down here. And as you can see, once we reach the green line, or even the yellow line, or actually already the gray line, we can consider it to be a little bit oversold, or at the top overbought, I think. So usually what I think it means is that the lower you go, the more people are selling right now, which of course, if you look at the adjusted close price, leads to a falling stock price. And when you go up, people are buying, buying, buying. So you can see where it's overbought and oversold. But again, this is not financial advice. This is Python data science advice. So I just wanted to show you how to implement it. Of course, I'm also into investing. I'm interested, but I'm not an expert there. I can show you how to implement it in Python. I'm not necessarily the best person to talk about if this is a good indicator or not. I just wanted to show you that this indicator exists, and you can now use it to program your own visualization tools. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see more finance related videos like this one, more videos about stock analysis, stock visualization, portfolio analysis, risk management, whatever it is, everything that has to do with data science, finance, investing, economics, because actually this is a topic that I'm quite interested in. So if you want to see more videos like this one, I would be happy to hear that. Otherwise, just let me know what kind of videos you want to see. Also, make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment in the comment section down below, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done yet, in order to see more future videos for free. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.